Hi guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my channel. So, are you ready to learn 10 English idioms that you must know in order to sound like a native speaker? Without any further ado, let's dive in. First is spill the beans. The phrase spill the beans means to reveal information that was meant to be kept private. If I spill the beans, will you promise not to tell anyone else? Please tell me, spill the beans. Who is your new boyfriend? You might hear this idiom a lot in a playful way on TV or in the movies. Next is crying over spilled milk. In English, it means to feel sorry or sad about something that has already happened and cannot be changed. Sometimes the best you can do is to stop crying and do the best you can with the situation. I'm sorry you lost your mobile phone, but there's no point crying over spilled milk. You'll have to buy a new one. I know it's no point crying over spilled milk, but I dropped to the floor and I cried at least 5 minutes after my stylist gave me a terrible haircut. Next is as cool as cucumber. To stay cool as cucumber means that under a serious and surprising situation, you remain calm and cool. We often talk about people who are angry or upset as being hot. When you get angry, your breathing increases, your body starts pumping more blood, and the pressure rises and so on. But when you are calm and relaxed, your heart beats normally, you are not upset, and you are not worried. Since a cucumber is something that stays cool on the inside, this is where the comparison comes from. Even though she just lost her job, she came to the party as cool as cucumber. She's just being calm, like nothing bad happens in her life. Not everyone can keep calm as cool as cucumber in an emergency. Being calm in a dangerous situation is not that easy. Next, like two peas in a pot. Like two peas in a pot is used to say two people who are alike in character or in looks. This idiom also often used when we want to say that two people have such a close relationship that they are inseparable. The phrase refers to the structure of the pea pot in which the peas are tightly packed and identical. Those kids have the same wacky sense of humor. They are truly like two peas in a pot. Lisa and her best friend could be sisters. They are as alike as two peas in a pot. Next is a common one, a piece of cake. A piece of cake refers to a task or job that's easy to do, like eating a delicious piece of cake. I expected the English test to be difficult, but it was a piece of cake. It is so easy that you will barely have to think about it. Giving Liz a makeover was a piece of cake because she's so naturally beautiful, effortlessly done. People often say this to stop someone feeling worried about doing something they have to do. Next, not one's cup of tea. If something is not your cup of tea, it is an activity you have no interest in, don't do very well, and don't enjoy. Camping is not really my cup of tea, so I'm going to visit Paris instead. If you don't like something, an indirect and more polite way to mean I don't like it is to say it's not my cup of tea. EDM isn't exactly my cup of tea, but I can see how people may like it. It is not the type of thing that you like. Next is a couch potato. A couch potato refers to someone who spends a lot of time sitting on the couch and watching TV. Please note that we don't use this phrase to talk about people sitting at the computer. It is specifically used for people sitting in a comfortable chair or sofa watching television for long periods of time. You are such a couch potato on weekends. Roy becomes a couch potato during football season. When someone calls you a couch potato, he or she means you are a very lazy and inactive person. You spend most of the time by lying on your couch watching TV. You also didn't exercise or have any interesting hobbies. Spice things up. To spice things up means to make them more interesting and exciting, like you add spices to your food to make it tastier. You can use this phrase if you want to add excitement or interest to a speech, story, or performance. Why don't we spice the road trip up a little with some games? He spiced up his speech with a few road jokes. When you try to make something interesting, inviting, or more lively, you are trying to spice it up. Next, a bad apple. The term bad apple comes from a phrase, one bad apple spoils the whole barrel. In a literal terms, the phrase bad apple simply means that one bad apple can negatively affect all of the other apples in the same barrel. If someone is a bad apple, they are very dishonest or unpleasant, and they have a bad influence on the people around them. Sarah keeps gossiping between all of our friends. She is such a bad apple. This idiom is used to describe a person who is bad or a troublemaker. They were not going to tolerate a bad apple in their society. They don't need a dishonest, immoral, or unpleasant person who has a bad influence around them. The last one is compare apples to oranges. Apples are very different from oranges in both appearance and taste. This idiom is used to say that two things are completely different and it is not sensible to compare them. I'm not sure which I enjoy more, pottery or dancing. It is like comparing apples to oranges, comparing two things that belong to different classes. To compare ice cream with salad is to compare apples to oranges. These items cannot be compared with each other. It is such an unfair comparison. Alright, and that's it for today's lesson. I really hope you enjoyed and understand this lesson perfectly. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and see you in my next video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.